Hey guys, welcome to Xbox On. Now, 2018 has been amazing and we've had some incredible games to play on our Xbox Ones. We thought we'd take a look at the best as we're halfway through the year, so here's the biggest games of 2018 so far. Listen up, landlubbers. If there was a game this year that really put the wind in our sails, then it had to be Sea of Thieves. Made by the lovely lot at Rare and available on Xbox Game Pass, it's an Xbox One X enhanced open world, open sea adventure that's all about exploration, working with friends, and also eating bananas with the skin on, which is pretty damn disgusting, and I can say that from personal experience. To start with, Sea of Thieves is absolutely beautiful. The water, in my humble opinion, is the best water you're going to see in a video game. The game's visual aesthetics are fun and bright, whilst always holding on to that Rare charm. There's also a huge sense of achievement to be gained from playing Sea of Thieves. Teaming up with mates and fellow gamers and working together to get your ship on the move is pretty satisfying. Watching the wind hit your sail just right as you follow your treasure map feels like a proper adventure. There's plenty of different routes you can take on your trip too, whether you're searching for bounty, taking down skeleton captains, or maybe you prefer the merchant's route. Either way, it's your path to choose, and if you do it right, you might just find yourself a pirate legend one day.
Most zombie games focus on bashing up zombie after zombie, and there's certainly nothing wrong with that. But State of Decay 2 goes further than most zombie games. Here you have to decide just how you're going to survive in this vast Xbox One X enhanced open world for the long run, which means setting up a well-defended base, ensuring you're producing enough food to meet your daily need, having a healthy stockpile of medicine, and keeping the weapons cabinet nice and full. And it's not just your own life you need to watch out for, but the lives of everyone in your community too. Any of them can get injured and die at any point, and when they do, they're gone forever. Losing one of your trusted AI buddies is heartbreaking because it feels like you failed them, and also because it's one less person around to lend a hand and you've got to do slightly more work. That's the bit that really stings. But by building beds, claiming more properties, and gaining influence, you'll soon attract more and more survivors, and this compelling mix of strategy and survival horror is what you'll love most about State of Decay 2. Make sure to grab it when it's available on Xbox Game Pass.
Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice truly is something unique. The game sees you playing as Senua, a warrior traveling to the Norse world of Helheim to save the soul of her dead lover from the goddess Hela. While this may sound pretty average for the course of general action games, where Hellblade really shines is with the protagonist herself. Senua suffers from psychosis, and the game does everything within its power to make you feel as uncomfortable as she is. The game uses binaural audio to whisper in your ears, using Senua's constant self-doubt to play games with how you progress through the world, making you constantly second-guess yourself. There's also the threat of a permadeath mechanic, with the game warning you that if you die too many times, it'll delete your save and make you start from the beginning. It makes you worry about Senua and really plays into the game's theme, whether this is an empty threat or not. Hellblade is well worth your attention, both on it being an incredibly competent action-adventure game, but also being one of the most interesting depictions of mental health in media overall. If you enjoy horror or just want something that feels one of a kind, get this downloaded now.
Few games this year have let you dogfight mad cultists in a weaponized crop duster, go dynamite fishing for rainbow trout, and team up with your very own bear buddy. Actually, I'd go as far to say the only game to let you do that this year is Far Cry 5, which is why it's so damn memorable. The story here sees your federal agent head to Montana to take down a deranged cult, but the plan falls through when you discover they're even more nuts than you thought. Kidnapping, brainwashing, drug-taking nuts. What follows is one of the most entertaining and unhinged open world games of the year, with standout moment after moment. Like parachuting into an enemy-filled outpost and silently taking down each hostile, in turn, with a bow. There's also a cast of colourful characters to interact with, both human and animal, and some even stick by your side to do some fighting with you. And let's not forget the amazing Far Cry arcade that lets you make your own maps and game types. From the stunning scenery to the array of wildlife, Far Cry 5 is a high point for shooters on Xbox.
In many ways, Monster Hunter feels like the best job in the world. That is, if you consider the best job in the world being traveling to new exotic locations and hunting gigantic towering monsters with your companion, who just happens to be an incredibly cute cat. For the uninitiated, Monster Hunter World sees you playing as a member of the Fifth Fleet, a journey headed to the New World to research a set of majestic beasts known as the Elder Dragons, as well as provide support to those already there, and you guessed it, you're also there to hunt monsters. The gameplay cycle is simple but addictive. You start out small, hunting lesser beasts and using their remains to craft bigger and better tools to take out bigger and nastier beasts. A lot of the joy can come from setting yourself a challenge in what to unlock for your character and your pet pal. I mean, check out this hat! And this chess piece! And look how cute this little dude is! Sure, countless monsters probably died so I can make this outfit, and you could probably make a statement about the fashion industry here, but look, I'm having fun, okay? Monster Hunter is just absolutely brimming with character, from the incredible monster designs and their clashes to the wonderful environments. Now, please accept this wonderful plate of food prepared by a host of chef cats. If that doesn't convince you to play this game, I'm not sure what will.
If you have a passing interest in either brilliant fighting games or Dragon Ball, then Dragon Ball FighterZ should definitely be on your radar. Developed by Arc System Works, the team behind BlazBlue, FighterZ takes on the 3v3 approach from games like Marvel vs. Capcom, and it both looks and feels like you're performing the lightning-quick combat from the shows. While this may sound overwhelming, the game definitely scores points for being incredibly open to beginners, featuring brilliant training options and characters that are simple to learn, but hard to master. Speaking of characters, the whole gang's here. There are characters whose names are absolute mouthfuls, like Goku Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, or the much easier to pronounce Yamcha and Krillin. You might be wondering how the latter characters may fare against some of these characters, considering one of them is a legitimate god of destruction, but every character in this so brilliantly engineered that even if the fight would realistically be one-sided, you've got a real fighting chance. So if you're a fan of the lightning fast action of Dragon Ball, or just want a new fighting game to try and proclaim yourself king of, Dragon Ball FighterZ should get your immediate attention.
Dedicated co-op games don't come around too often, and that makes A Way Out something worth giving some time to. It's a two-person co-op game in which you play as a quite unsavory pair who escape jail and go on the run. And you have to make sure they elude a police force hot on their tail, mainly because everyone in prison would laugh at you if you got caught twice. What's interesting about A Way Out is that it's a split-screen game, even if you're playing online, so you can always see the other person's progress and keep tabs on them. One person could be in a cutscene and the other could be in full control of their character wandering through the background, which is a nice touch and one I haven't seen in a game before. There are some killer set pieces here, such as mansion robberies, vehicle chases, and calming paddles in the river. Play it local or online, but just make sure you can agree on the route to take. Otherwise, you'll be there for ages.
Another Battle Royale game that I have completely fallen in love with since it came to our Xboxes this year has got to be PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. It's a more realistic and strategic Battle Royale, with you dropping into the map with 100 players in either solo, duos or squads, with the objective of being the last person or team standing in order to win that chicken dinner. You'll start with nothing and have to loot and scavenge houses to find weapons, ammo, attachments and body armor. You'll also never be happier than the moment you find a level 3 helmet or get an AWM out of a supply drop, even though it could all be gone in an instant if you get shot in the back. But for me, what makes it one of the best games of 2018 is the fact that this is a game that is still in game preview and is constantly being worked on. But there is no game that I've played in 2018 that gives you that level of intensity and rush of adrenaline than when you're in the last 10 of a game of PUBG, with no idea where any of the enemies could be They could be laying in the grass or hiding behind a tree or over the edge of the hill. But when you manage to pick up that final kill, there is no better feeling. And with the brand new desert map Miramar coming to your Xbox One, the game is just starting to get bigger and bigger in 2018, and I can't wait to see what comes next.
Minute is a grand adventure, which plays like what would happen if a game watched Groundhog Day, but figured, you know what, I'd rather stick with a weird little platypus dude opposed to Bill Murray, which is something I can completely understand. The premise is simple. You go about helping the people of the world with their day-to-day tasks, getting new items, solving puzzles, and overcoming the enemy. But after finding a mysterious sword in the beach, you end up cursed, making you only able to live for 60 seconds per day. What starts off as an adventure in discovery soon becomes a lesson in efficiency and pace, as you try to fit in as much as you can in those all too precious 60 seconds. The challenge isn't just in getting as much as you can done in that time, but also trying to take in the incredibly charming world in 60-second takes. You could stand by and listen to an old dude speak, take in the fantastic soundtrack, but time is of the essence and, oh, you're dead. Minute is a perfect lesson in time management, and also a firm teacher in letting us know that picking up random swords on the beach would be a bad idea. Way to go, Minute.
Fortnite is the game that has taken the world by storm in 2018. It's not just been the biggest game of the year so far, but it could quite possibly become the biggest game of all time. With its free-to-play model, meaning players who might otherwise have skipped it are downloading it and playing it for hours. Fortnite also masters the Battle Royale mode, which I'm sure we're going to start seeing a lot more across other games. And with constant updates bringing new weapons, game modes, and map changes every single week, the game is constantly evolving. New emotes and character skins being added to the game manages to keep the sense of fun that makes Fortnite so enjoyable. But for those of you that may have somehow missed all the viral posts from people like Ninja, who's the biggest Fortnite content creator, who actually managed to overtake Cristiano Ronaldo in total impressions on Twitter in April, which is absolutely insane and just shows how big this game is, it's a game about survival. At the start of a match, you drop in from the battle bus alongside 100 other players with the intent of being the last person standing. You'll choose where to land on the map, such as the infamous tilted towers. You'll find a variety of different weapons on the ground or within chests. You'll also need to find shields in order to help survive gunfights. But the most unique aspect of Fortnite is the building. You can collect materials by hitting trees and rocks, well, by pretty much hitting anything that you can see with your pickaxe, to be honest, which will allow you to build walls and ramps to help protect you in a gunfight or to get around the map, which is what makes the learning curve of Fortnite so incredibly high, but is also what makes it so fun and exciting to play and watch. Because there's always something you can be working on to improve, whether that's your building or your aim. And when you come across two players that are both exceptional at both building and shooting, it's one of the most exciting things to watch in gaming right now, and that is why Fortnite is, in my opinion, the best game of 2018 so far.
So there we have it, those are our best games of 2018 so far. Do let us know in the comments box if we've missed any out, and don't forget, as always, to press that subscribe and like button if you enjoyed this video. We'll see you guys next time. Bye!